I have a question for you. Do you go big or do you go niche with your serviced accommodation business? Hi, my name's Lee Pemberton, and what I want to share with you in this very short masterclass is where are you with your strategy? It's August 2019. We have 5 months to go till we get to the end of the year. So where are you with your strategy right now? Have you implemented everything that you said you were going to set out to do back in January of this year? Or not, as the case may be. It may be that you've had a few curveball moments along the way and it hasn't quite worked out how you wanted it to. But this is the time now to take ownership of your business, of your strategy, and make sure that you implement that into your business and really make sure you create a fantastic strategy going forward for the next 5 months. Now, what does go big mean for you? Go big could mean you want to create a service accommodation business that's nationwide. You may want to kind of take over the world with what you're trying to do. Now, I jest slightly, but there are operators that I know that are trying to develop their business and roll their model out throughout the UK. And that's fantastic. And I've tried that myself. There's lots of challenges with that. There's some threats along the way that I think you've got to be mindful of, but it can work for you. But you've got to plan this out. You've got to have a really clear strategy of what you want to do with your business. You may decide that you want to become more niche with your business. Now, what do I mean by that? So that could mean that you want to focus on a particular area where you're currently located, and you may be thinking to yourself, right, I want to set up a service accommodation business in this location, and I'm going to become niche. I'm going to really focus in on this location and offer the best service I possibly can within this location. At the same time, you may be thinking, well, actually, I want to go big with this, but I want to be niche. So you may decide that you want to be focused on your location, but you may want to offer other add-on services to your clients. So that could be something like you've got your operational business set up and you've set up your service accommodation properties, and now you want to bolt other services on. It could be that you want to bolt on not only the cleaning that's being offered for your properties, you may want to take that into an actual business in its own right and develop a potential cleaning business that you could offer out to other service accommodation providers. You may want to extend that one stage further. You may decide that you want to focus on partnering with a local laundry company that maybe supplies the local restaurants with their tablecloths and things like that. And you want to partner with them and offer your linen service out to just not your properties, but to other operators as well. So it's really thinking about your strategy. What is your strategy? Where are you trying to get to? Okay, and ultimately that could be more profit, it could be more units, it could be more rooms, it could be more apartments, more houses, more hotels that you want to add into your portfolio. You know what you want to try to do. It could be that you just want to create a lifestyle business. That's very much how I got started in service accommodation 20 years ago, coming out of the hotel industry. I wanted to spend time with my new wife at that time, Amanda, and we wanted to have a family, and I wanted to be around for seeing the boys grow up. I wanted to be there for doing their homework with them, to be the touchline dad running up and down the pitch. That's what I wanted. So I wanted to make enough money to be able to do those things and to make sure that we had a good, comfortable lifestyle along the way. And I very much grew my service accommodation business along those lines throughout the years. And so that could be what you're looking to try to achieve. It may be that you have, at the moment, you have a 6-figure salary and you want to replace that salary. So let's just say, for example, that you say to yourself, well, actually, forget the next 5 months, Lee. I'm thinking about August 2020. I'm looking at 1 year away from now. And in 1 year's time from now, I want to be making £10,000 per month net profit. And that could be your strategy. So you may decide that actually to make that happen in 1 year from now, that you've got to break that down and you've got to make that happen. You've got to implement your strategy. So in order to achieve that, you've got to break it down into chunks of time to make sure that you achieve that strategy in 1 year from now. So quite simply, that could be focused on saying, well, okay, I need to make £10,000. So you know roughly that you can make £500 net profit per property if you are focused on 1 and 2 bedroom apartments outside of London. And you would therefore need 20 of those properties at £500 net profit per month to be able to achieve the £10,000 a month that you want to achieve. Now that could be a great way of a strategy and you're focused on that. So you've got to think to yourself, okay, if I've got to add 20 properties in between now and next August, then I need to be looking at adding on sort of like 3 properties per month and building up along those lines over the next year, because you've got to do your research, you've got to understand the marketplace, you've got to make sure you've got investment there to be able to invest in these properties. There's a lot of the underlying things that you need to be thinking about. And it may be that you're deciding to not go outside of London and you want to focus your business in the city. You may want to go in the centre of London and say, I want to build up my service accommodation business in London. And therefore, you know that you potentially could be making £1,000 net profit per month on a property in central London. But you also know that your liability on that property, the rent you've got to pay, is going to be much, much higher. So now it's a numbers game. You've got to really make sure that you're covering your costs, because what you don't want to be doing is losing money, obviously, on a monthly basis with that property. So your strategy may be that you want to build up 10 properties in central London. Or it could be you want to focus on contractors outside of London, and therefore you're going to focus on houses rather than apartments. And you know, with a house, again, you could make about £1,000 net profit per month if you focus on that as a strategy. So your strategy really comes down to whether you want to go big and you're trying to go big because you want to try and achieve a certain amount of profit, or whether it's more niche and still making as much profit as you possibly can, but having less properties within your portfolio. It may be that you just want to create a really nice service business for your guests, and that's what you're really passionate about. Or it may be that you're a buy-to-let landlord currently and you have these properties and you're looking at service accommodation as a way to be able to sit outside of Section 24 to claim back your capital allowances and to have the properties managed for you to a really good standard. And that could be your niche and where you're trying to focus on. But it's really important that you understand your strategy. And that's all very well and good. But with the strategy becomes implementation. And that's really what I want to focus on now in this masterclass with you, is making sure that you implement the strategy into your day-to-day life. And that's really, really important. I absolutely recommend you have to take ownership of your strategy, ownership of your business. Only you can make this happen. Okay, and you can make it happen, but you've got to really focus and make sure that you're really using your time as sensibly as you possibly can. Don't get carried away with being on Facebook all the time, apart from if you're watching, obviously, my masterclasses. But I do recommend to you that you really try to distribute your time throughout the day. So focus your time, allow a certain amount of time. What's worked really well for me is that I focus a certain amount of my time on my emails. I make sure I don't do emails throughout the whole day. I was the perfect example of when my phone dinged of an email coming through, I'd be straight on that and I'd be replying to it straight away. That's exactly how I was running my business. Now, I don't do that. I allow a certain amount of time per day. I would have a session in the morning, normally typically 30 minutes, 8 to 8:30. I would have a lunchtime session to make sure I cover all my emails then, and I'd make sure I've got a session in the afternoon to cover all my emails. I allow 3 sessions per day of communication, whether that's emails, WhatsApp, or Messenger. And that's all the time that I allow to be able to communicate throughout those times. That then enables me to free up my time in the morning, where I'm sort of like super focused on my strategy and I'm focusing on my business. I'm trying to add assets into my business because my business is an asset, and I want to create a range of assets to add to my IP, to add to my business value. That's what I'm really focused on, and I really encourage you to do the same thing. So by knowing what your strategy is, you then need to really focus on the assets you're trying to create within your business. Now that asset could be something simple like a process. It could be a system. It could be a new cleaning process that you're putting in place. It could be a new key collection detail process you're putting in place. It could be a range of training videos you're putting in place for your team. But these are all assets, and all these assets you combine together to create the IP of your business. This is called your operational manual, and you need to focus on each department within that. So you're going to focus on your marketing, your sales, your operations, and your finance. And if you focus on each department and then break down the processes underneath each department, you've now created a fantastic asset, an ecosystem of procedures that all come together that make up your operational manual. And this all links nicely in line with your strategy on where you're trying to go with your business. And I really hope that makes sense to you. Now, this isn't easy and this takes time, and I'm not suggesting that you go out there tomorrow and you start this all in one go. What I do suggest is that you break it down into chunks of time. Now, what I'd like to share with you now quite simply is my 90-day accelerator mentoring program, because this could be for you, because I will help you with your strategy, whether you want to go big or whether you want to go niche. I will help you. I will be part of your team and I will help you guide your strategy within the processes that I've just shared with you to make sure that you've got everything covered within your business. We will look for opportunity together, but we will make sure that you've got the processes and the systems in place where we're adding value to your business. That's what I enjoy the most. I enjoy working with clients. I enjoy working on business. Now, it's not easy, as we know, and mistakes happen and things go wrong and challenges and threats happen all the time. And we're in an evolving state at the moment with serviced accommodation. You know, over the past 20 years, I've seen this growth absolutely accelerate. And we're now kind of getting to a stage now where new legislation is going to be coming into play. So it's really important that you understand and you have someone on your team with 35 years worth of entrepreneurial experience, 20 of which have been focused on hospitality, hotels and serviced accommodation. And I can sit there as part of your team. And if this is of interest to you, I have a very simple early bird offer for you right now. If you would like to be part of my Accelerator Mentoring 90-day program, this starts in October through to December. So July is already fully booked, but October to December is there, and I would love you to be part of this with me. And if you would commit, and if you come on board with my mentoring program with me, I will offer you as the first bonus July and August for free. So you're not going to have to wait till October. We can start right now together. It's a group mentoring session. There are 7 people. We sit around my dining table and we work on your business. You can leverage off other people's strategies, which is fantastic. It's a great way to learn and it's a great environment to be able to be within. We also have an online 365 platform with all the templates and everything you need to run your service accommodation business. And these are updated constantly because I'm doing service accommodation day in, day out. So I will share the latest templates that I have with you. But for bonus number 2, we will have a one-to-one personal strategy session together. I want to really understand where you want to go with your business because I want to make sure I can help you implement that into your business over the coming months. And for the final bonus number 3 is it's a 5-month period that we will be working together. If you come on board now and work with me now, it's from August all the way through to December. So you can spread the payments out. It's £300 per month. It's not a lot of money for the value you're going to get from me working with you and being part of your team. It's just £300 per month. That's the commitment from you. And if you find after month 1 that you've paid and it's not really going where you want it to be going, or it's not for you for whatever reason, that's no problem. We can just shake hands and walk away at that point. I'm not going to commit to you paying the rest of the money, okay? So it's a 5-month payment plan of £300 per month, okay? But the commitment that I'm giving to you, the guarantee I'm giving to you is that if it doesn't work out, you can walk away. Okay, it's very, very simple, okay? But I want to help you. I want to help you accelerate the growth of your business. So if this is of interest to you, sign up now for the early bird. All you simply have to do is click on the link and complete the submission form and share with me exactly where you are with your business right now. We will have a telephone call together to make sure it's the right fit, and then we will get moving. Okay, time is of an essence now. Let's get focused. Let's really focus in on your business, okay? Your strategy, are you going big? Are you going niche? Let me work by the side of you with that, and let's make sure we implement this strategy into your business. Let's add as much value to your business and create a really good, solid asset. Thank you for listening. I hope that I've shared with you some real value content here that you can now implement into your business. And if you're interested in working with me, you know what to do. Thanks for listening.